And but one thing they made clear to say is this is a publication, a print production, a campaign. This is not going to tie into any productions.
Well, I for one am really excited about that. Something that I was just tweeting and our good friend Gary before the show, and something I feel like with a lot of these new canon novels, that I'm looking at in front of me here in my bookshelves, a lot of them felt hamstrung, by movies and such. And I just, for them to specifically say that, it's not going to overlap with movies or TVs or any of that stuff, that really, like, I feel like opens them up, and you really help these authors and creatives to not be constrained, So that does make it very exciting.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to make it very open, very exciting to see how it works. I just can't, I mean, the potential in this is so awesome. And the fact that they're not going to hamper it with having to tie into productions and this and that, because the productions will trump whatever they do. They're keeping it separate, free. They're allowing the authors and writers to tell a overlapping story with new characters, new story, new era that's not been explored. This is going to be, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. I mean, the potential in this is mind-boggling to me. I can't. I read online somewhere somebody said this is just them control alt deleting the expanded universe. It's, to me, it's not. I don't see that, because a lot of the expanded universe, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was taking place, filling in the gaps after Return of the Jedi. There were some stories that told it before, like with the Knights of the Old Republic stories, but even from my understanding, that took place even further back before this.
Yeah.
So this is something that's literally just 200 years prior to the Phantom Menace, at the height of the Jedi power, at the height of the Republic. This is amazing in my book.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this. And they said what they've announced so far is just phase one of this project. So there's going to be more to come after this.
Yeah, when you put that in the show notes, I was like, wait, what? I didn't know that. I didn't hear that. And, I'd seen everything they were putting out, but phase one, and you're just like, wow, this is big.
Oh, this is huge. I mean, that's why I keep saying this is so ambitious. This is huge for them. Um, we're going to get to see the Jedi in their prime, and we're going to get to see some of the best comic writers and some of the best authors in Star Wars exploring this universe, breaking the ground for the first time in this era from scratch. Last time that was done, think about it. Last time somebody sat down and wrote a book in a previously unexplored era of Star Wars, we got Thrawn.
Right. Timothy Zahn, right?
Yes, when he wrote Heir to the Empire, that was one of the. I mean, that was one of the first expanded universe books. When Heir to the Empire was written, that literally broke ground. That gave us probably one of the greatest villains out of Star Wars, and such a huge villain that they even canonized him and brought him back for Rebels. Slightly changed the story a bit, but I tell you, this character is incredible. So imagine, and that was being hand tied with what was already there. They're not hand tied by anything.
No,
There's
completely.
nothing there.
No.
No, it's all up for grabs.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I've been talking enough. David, what do you think about High Republic?
Oh no, I'm with you. It's the idea of letting these creative people, I mean, like, I've read each of these people's stuff and it's incredible. I mean, and and they were, constrained by productions, and it's amazing. I mean, like you said, if you read Charles Soule's, Vader series, unbelievable. He's doing the Kylo Ren one right now. That's coming out. I'm gonna wait for the trade, but I'm hearing all good things about that. Kevin Scott, and his work, really have enjoyed it. And of course, Claudia Gray, unbelievable. I do think, like with Daniel Jose Older, I'm really curious to see what he does with this freedom. I did read Last Shot, which was a Lando Han novel, and I don't know. I just feel like with this freedom, he's just going to really knock it out of the park, and the same with Justina Ireland. So this really is a who's who. There's obviously other authors that I love, but these are incredible ones, and I'm excited to see what plays out here. I do think that I don't know if I can afford all this though. It's just that's what's daunting. It's like, oh, good Lord. But I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope it does well.
I hope it does too, and of course we'll review as much of it as we can get our hands on, because from the looks of it, it is going to be coming hard and fast once it starts in August. So it's going to be great. Oh man, the Skywalker saga is over, but still, I could say it is a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
That's it, buddy. It doesn't end.
No, it doesn't. It does not end. It is a great time to be a Star Wars fan. So let us know what you think about Project Luminous. That if you're excited as we are, of course, you can hit us up there on social media. So with that wraps up the news for right now. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, it's time to talk some Clone Wars. Welcome back, everybody. Aaron and David here to talk here on, I guess we should say where we are. We're on Star Wars Reactions, y'all. But we are here to talk The Bad Batch. Of course, The Bad Batch was the first episode of the new and final season of Star Wars The Clone Wars. This is something that I have been waiting for a long time. I am super excited about this. This is something that's been so near and dear to so many people's hearts. It's something we've been waiting for since 2018 again, huh? But The Bad Batch was the premiere episode. Basically, in this episode, in a nutshell, Republic's taking a beating. No matter what the Republic does, the Separatists it's almost like they know what's going on before they do it. And so they bring in an elite squad of troopers called Clone Force 99, aka the Bad Batch, and send them undercover with Cody and Rex and Cody, Rex, and it was Fives, wasn't it?
No, Fives.
No, not Fives. Gosh, who was?
It looks like one might be Jesse. Is that right, or did Jesse die? Because the one who had the Imperial logo tattooed on his head. I was trying to figure.
Blanked on his name. What is it? How did I blank on his name?
Well, and of course in the credits I'm looking, but they just list all the clone troopers.
Of course, yeah.
And I was like, I wanted them to name those two because I know Cody and Rex, and I'm like, dang it. And I was kind of going back through my episode guide, but I didn't catch who the other two were that were with Cody and Rex.
My brain is going. See, now I'm going through my notes real quick. I can't remember the guy's name to save my life.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Well, how am I having this much?
I do. I know we have all of our notes. I didn't think to write those two down. But
I did not write down his name. Why did I not write down his name? Because Fives and Echo are dead, they believe.
Yeah.
They say that in the episode. Come on.
That's all right. People are screaming at their their phones and laptops and into their radios right now.
Yep. Echoes number. That bugs me. That bugs me. That will bug me. Anyway,
That's all right. We'll come around to it. It'll
it'll,
come.
I'll think of it here in about 5 minutes, and then I will scream it out into the microphone. So,
All right.
um, but they go undercover. Well, not undercover. They go behind enemy lines to destroy a separatist droid command center, and there they get a surprise piece of news that kind of changes things for them. And a lot of action, a lot of story, and I love the opening slide, the
The fortune cookie.
fortune cookie there at the beginning. Embrace others for their differences, for that makes you whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump into this episode. David, what were your first thoughts when you watched The Bad Batch?
Well, I thought about the story reels, right? The animatics we'd seen several years ago. And they, in this episode, seem to really play out just like what we saw several years ago. Um, I love the callback to 99, that defective clone that we saw um, in a previous episode there on Camino. I'm glad that they named their crew after that. I like all four characters in the Bad Batch, and it was just really good to be back in the Clone Wars after I think it was 2014. Yeah. So 6 years ago was the last time, that's when season 6, they put that onto Netflix. So 6 years since we've gotten a new episode. And so excited to be back. I enjoyed the episode. Loved the action, and the animation was gorgeous. So overall, just really enjoyed it.
Oh, I definitely agree. I did too. I was very curious to watch this episode because I remember watching the story reels for this whole arc back when they were released there in 2015, and so I was really looking forward to this, seeing if they would make any adjustments and anything, but it pretty much ran the same as the story reel. They did do some changes in their animation styles, but I liked I like what they did. It was just so exciting to be back in Clone Wars when that opening music hit. I got the chills on my arms. There's something. It just took me back to the beginning when I got back to Star Wars, and it was just so much fun. I love the fact that we kicked this off by focusing on the clones, a clone-based, clone-centric arc, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love the uniqueness of the clones of Clone Force 99. I love it how they each have their own thing. They were, to quote Cody, they're defective clones, but their unique skills made them valuable, and we see them coming around. And to me, this is just so much fun at this point. So a lot of great stuff to cover here and talk about. Of course, this was released with the on Disney Plus on February 21st, 2021. It was directed by Kyle Dunleavy and written by Matt Michnovitz and Brent Friedman. Of course, if you recognize those names, that's because they are not strangers to the Star Wars universe. Matter of fact, Kyle Dunleavy also directed Counting Mouse, which you threw some interesting stuff in these show notes, David. I absolutely love it because it is chronologically the first episode of the Clone Wars animated series. So if you actually watch it in chronological order, not the order it was released, but in chronological order, this would have been the first episode ever released.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, well, no, I threw that in there just so you and I would